I'm Em. I've been in the business since April, and I'm just going to briefly tell you about my product story, why I started taking Juice Plus in the first place. So when I was about 2 months old, I started to develop eczema, impetigo. I had everything. It was all over my body. As you can see, it was just me in the bath when I was little. It was all over my legs. I was going to doctor's appointments once every 2 weeks. I was taking time off school. People used to say really horrid things to me at school. It was a horrid period of my life, and I remember one particular day I was on the way to a science lesson when I was in year 10, and I walked past a group of kids that were no older than sort of in year 7, year 8 age. And I remember that was actually the day I had eczema like all around my face, and I had foundation there, but you could just see it was horrendous. And they walked past me and they just looked at me and they just said, "What is that on your face?" And they were, 12 or 13 at this point, and I was just like, "I can't believe you're actually saying this to me, like, that's heartbreaking." So it was a horrid period of my life, and I went into sixth form, and my eczema was sort of triggered by stress and by worrying, and because when I'm stressed, my eczema gets worse, and I stress because my eczema is worse, it's like a never-ending cycle. So I went to sixth form, and I was a little bit less stressed about it because people are a lot more understanding. They didn't just see me as, "Oh, she's got eczema," she is actually quite normal. And then I moved to uni, and obviously I go to uni Newcastle, so I live quite far away, and moving so far away from my friends, my family, and my boyfriend at the time, it was quite tough and it was quite stressful. So, it came back again, and Dan actually approached me in January about the business, and it took me 3 months to finally say, "Yeah, fine, I'm going to give it a go." So I decided to take the premium capsules, because they're the best product obviously, and that is my skin now. As you can see, within sort of a month my skin was perfect, like completely eczema free. I now have no eczema anywhere. I can now wear a bikini without worrying, or I can wear a skirt, I can wear short sleeve tops. It's fantastic. It's transformed my life, and I'm not saying that because it's a cliche, I'm saying it because it's true. It really has changed my life. It's changed me as a person. I'm much more confident. You wouldn't have caught me doing this a year ago, like it just wouldn't have happened. So it really has changed my life. And back in September, I went back to uni again, and I decided to do a 90-day challenge with my flatmate. You've probably seen it on Facebook. I don't know if any of you are obviously friends with each other, but you might have seen my picture. Me and my friend Rachel decided to go on 90-day shred for 90 days, obviously. I used the premium capsule and the shakes, and she had the shakes. And that is actually my before and after photo. It is totally real. I've had people say, "Oh, it's not true, it's all this and that," but it is actually true, and you can see my progress there from the first week to sort of halfway through to how I am now. And even over Christmas, I've actually maintained my abs, which is quite strange, but I've actually maintained them, and yeah, it's amazing. Like, I've had so much support on Facebook and stuff, and it just goes to show that these products do actually work. And I have a lot of people that say to me, "Oh, it's Juice Plus, it doesn't work, I'm just going to take it, I'm going to gain the weight again." And I always say to them, well, actually, when you go to the gym for a month and use all the machines, follow a plan and everything, and it doesn't work, who do you blame? Do you blame yourself, or do you blame the equipment? You blame yourself for not using the equipment effectively. It's exactly the same with our products. They work absolutely 100%. This is proof, Harriet's proof, Dan's proof, everybody who takes Juice Plus is proof that it works. And I always say to them, our products work, it's the fact that you're not using them effectively to the way your body needs you to work them. So that's pretty much my progress, really. So as Harriet said, I'm actually studying for a nutrition degree in Newcastle at the moment. I'm in my 2nd year. So this is something that it's really up my street, if that's what you want to call it. Like, I love what I do. I'm quite passionate, and I'm quite happy to talk to anybody about it. I actually got into a conversation with a woman at work today about it, which was quite odd. So I'm just going to talk to you quickly about the premium capsules, because they are our bestseller. I take them. I've taken them since April. Harriet and Dan, Romy, everybody takes them. So as Harriet said, there's actually 34 medical and clinical studies, and as Harriet said, they are double-blind, they're placebo-controlled, so the people doing the studies and the people actually taking part in the studies don't know which is which. So some people will take a placebo, some people take Juice Plus, some people will take Juice Plus and the premium capsules, for example. So the first one I wanted to talk to you about was actually some of the oxidative stress. I don't know if any of you know what oxidative stress is, but it's actually an imbalance between the production of radicals in the body and the ability to counteract them. So in our body, there are things called free radicals, and environmental factors such as pollution, radiation, cigarette smoke, and herbicides from fruit and vegetables can actually cause this. So unless you're having sort of organic things, you are taking in herbicides at some point. So these free radicals are actually quite dangerous to our body if your body cannot actually neutralise them enough. So in fruit and vegetables, there are a high amount of antioxidants, and antioxidants are these things that actually trap them and stop them damaging cells. So There's also an immune system study done by the American Society of Nutrition, and there was a group of people who took the placebo controls, who took the placebo, and then the people who took the fruit, veg and berry concentrate powder, and actually there were an increase in plasma nutrients and antioxidant capacity in their body, which means that they're able to fight away infection, fight away bugs, that sort of thing, which is why the immune system is, strengthened. There is also one for systemic inflammation as well. When we went to Brighton in October, we heard from a doctor called Nigel Eccles, and he specialises in all this sort of stuff, and he was saying that actually Juice Plus is able to actually combat inflammatory diseases such as asthma as well. So I know that I used to suffer with asthma, and now I can run on the treadmill without having to puff my inhaler after 10 minutes, so it's quite handy. Healthy skin as well, that's also a massive thing. I took it for my eczema, and there's been a study done in Germany which helps to improve the circulation and stuff of your skin. DNA protection as well, that's also a massive one, because when free radicals actually attack your body, they damage your DNA strands as well. So the DNA damage after 60 days of the people taking the placebo and people taking the Juice Plus concentrate powder actually lowered a certain indication in your body which shows you've got DNA damage. So this was actually decreased by about 60%, which is massive. There's also a final one, which is heart health, which was done by somewhere in America. And after 4 weeks, Juice Plus actually suppressed the detrimental effects of a high-fat meal. So every time you intake a bad sort of fat, and you have McDonald's, for example, your circulation is actually affected for up to 4 to 6 hours after you digest it all. So Juice Plus actually is able to combat that, and it improves your circulation by up to 60% after taking a high-fat meal, which is fab. We don't want any heart disease or anything. So yeah, so that's pretty much the science of the cream and capsule. I thought I'd just quickly go through with you. So yeah, that's